This looks like a big, strong internet connection, doesn't it? But turns out YouTube is down. That's right, YouTube. The nothing came and took the tube away. There was nothing I could do. It looked like a big, good, strong connection to the internet, didn't it? But the nothing came and took YouTube away. So now we're just gonna hang out on like Twitch and stuff. Hey, Instagram. Hey, it's Donovan. You're watching the Aristotle Full Throttle Show. If you're not watching on Twitch, then I'd say go scratch an itch and do that. Go on Twitch. I'm the classic rock biter. I like all kinds of rock and roll, as long as it's 20 years old or more. That qualifies as classic rock.
Yes, you do. It's true, he does. He likes classic rock. As you can see behind us, as I trained in the League of Shadows, I trained to a soundtrack, and the soundtrack that I listened to was often Jefferson Starship.
Yeah, man, but Jefferson Airplane was where it's at.
I'm very partial to Starship. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Built this city. Built this city on
rock and roll.
Very good. It turns out the rock biter has a wonderful singing voice. Who knew? I did. I trained in the League of Shadows. I'm a ninja, but I also can't breathe. I have to wear this mask. I hope that you're wearing a mask every time you go outside. Doc Equi, thank you for joining.
Thank you. We're gonna hang out until people start to arrive. But tell me one of your classic rock songs that you like. I like, remember that song that was like, down, down, round, around, down, 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 down. That was Alone Again Naturally by Gilbert O'Sullivan. That's a classic rock hit right there. Remember this one? Don't Fear the Reaper. That was the one with more cowbell. Hey, everybody. Today we're going to talk about, Kelsey, Alabama. YouTube is down. I was saying this looked like a big, strong internet connection. But it turns out that YouTube is broken. The nothing swallowed YouTube. And there was nothing I could do to save YouTube from crashing. Hashtag YouTube down. #1 trend on Twitter. Hey, it's just Will. I'm glad that you discovered that YouTube was down. Twitch is where it's at anyway. We're just hanging out, me and you, Will, in Kelsey, Alabama. Kelsey, Alabama, are you from Alabama? I don't know, I bet you get that question asked a lot. Gender Fierce, everyone's YouTube is wigging out. This voice is hard to maintain. My voice is I'm 500 million years old. And I gargle with gravel as established yesterday by Tatiana Wilkinson. Hi. You're not from Alabama. Okay then. Not too many people. Have you ever been to Alabama? Alabama. There's a place called Mobile, Alabama. And there's a place called Birmingham, Alabama. And there's a place called Don't stay too long in Alabama if you're brown. That's what most of Alabama is about. If you've ever been there. Some people are like, I'm gonna go check out Alabama. But then some people are also brown. And they're like, I'm not gonna go to Alabama. Because they're also smart.
Down here in my cave of forgotten dreams, there is no YouTube. There is no way of watching anything. Just these cave paintings from 40,000 years ago. I stare at them and ponder what was in the artist's mind. What was it like to just watch these as if they were... It turns out these were the YouTubes of 40,000 years ago. Not much going on really, just a bunch of animals. People could go outside and look at these animals, or they could come inside this cave and draw them on a wall. And that was the extent of the entertainment that they had back in the day. Goobers are delicious.
Speaking of the extent of entertainment, this show is no better than a cave painting, if you ask me. And I think you did. I think you just did ask me. Welcome, everybody. Hey, everybody. I'm excited to be here. I'm Aristotle Full Throttle. Today we're talking about bravery and sacrifice. Happy Veterans Day if you're living here in the United States. Today's the day we look at and observe. We look at and observe at the same time the veterans who have served in the military around, armed forces in the United States. And my father was in the Navy for like 4 years. He did a tour in the Navy. And he's a veteran, and I've got some veterans in my family. My grandfather was a veteran from World War II. World War II. So if you got any veterans in your family, thank them for their service, and I thank you for being, A lot of people got to realize that being in the family of a veteran is also commendable. Everybody on Instagram, if you are watching on Instagram, you could donate to the ACLU. If you're watching on other platforms, not YouTube, you can also donate to the ACLU. I've got links below. And, bravery and sacrifice. These are the important things that Jennifer for us here in the United States dealt with sincerely. Jake is a veteran. Jake A. Yes, we thank Jake A for his service. Jake, a guest on the show. I know that he said he was studying to be a chaplain, a military chaplain, a Charlie chaplain. Jake A gave me the heads up right before I started the show today. There was no YouTube, and I was 8 minutes away from starting the show, and I was like, oh well, I guess that's trending. And I immediately went to Twitter, and the number one trend is YouTube, #YouTube down. And that's what Jake gave me a heads up about, and thank you, Jake, for looking out. So guess what? Twitch is king right now. Guys, we do this 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, Pacific Standard Time on AristotleFullThrottle.com, which redirects you to my YouTube channel. But, you want to go to twitch.tv/AristotleFullThrottle if you want to get if you want the real show, that's where you go. I wear a fro for the people in the back row. That's my catchphrase, I guess. I've just made a new catchphrase. I'm in a much better mood than I was yesterday. Yesterday I was down and blue. I don't know what it was, but maybe there was something in my coffee. Maybe it was all of the Valium in my coffee, which would be counterproductive to having coffee, wouldn't it? But today I'm in a much better mood. I went for a nice hike, and I'm refreshed. I'm ready to talk about bravery and sacrifice, and war movies in particular, because it's the ultimate sacrifice. You've got to give the ultimate sacrifice. You've got to be willing to give the ultimate sacrifice when you join the military. Okay? And joining the military ain't nothing to shake a stick at. It's nothing to shake a stick at. It's nothing to scratch your nose toward. Because
the whole idea is you gotta protect your way of life. Our way of life here in the United States is something that we value. It's something that we cherish. The Constitution is something that we observe, but this current president does not. Hey everybody. This is Jumpin' Joe Biden, Pop Biden right here. I'm your next I'm President-elect Papa Joe. And I gotta tell you, I'm serious, I mean it. This current president, he's got about 2 months left before I knock him, rock him, sock him, baseball, robot, clock him, five-finger. Lest you think these are genuine, credible threats, I would get your head checked. Just like this president needs his head checked. I'd check his head, I'll tell you, I'd take him behind the school bus, and I'd open the emergency door from the school bus and clock him one, you know what I mean? Anyway, we cherish and worship, we respect the rule of law in this country, the Constitution. And when the president gets elected by the people, for the people, of the people, that's what we respect. This current president in the White House, I'll tell you what, I'll tell you one thing, he doesn't observe. I'm serious, I mean it. This is no joke. He doesn't think that I won the election by over 5 million votes so far. Popular vote, that is. That's not how we pick presidents in this country, but that's how I also won nearly 306. We're going to see about it when all is said and done. I had like 306 electoral votes, and all I needed was 270. Let me just tell you one thing. I'm serious, I mean it. I'm not going to be only the president for the Galactus. I'm going to be the president, an interdimensional president. I will be the president of every single parallel universe of the United States. You understand me? Every single constant. Yeah, anyway. I'm going to go smoke this pipe. I almost lost my mouse for a second. Let's see. Let me go back at these. I missed a lot. I also forgot to explain my Pearl Jam algebra. Pearl Jam is the Mookie Blaylock, number 10 for the Seattle. Yes, this is good trivia. Mookie Blaylock played for the Seattle, Seahawks. I don't know, it was a basketball team. He's Seattle Jazz. Let's say it was the Jazz. And then, Pearl Jam, named their original band was originally called Mookie Blaylock, but then Mookie Blaylock was like, nah, son, but his number was 10, so they named their first album 10. This is true. 7 plus 3 equals 10. Too much, 7 marry 3. 7 marry 3 equals 10. Oh my God! 7 marry 3 is a secret Pearl Jam outfit. Pearl Jam cover band. It's almost like what kind of math are you doing here? I'm an epidemiologist. Then I track the migration of diseases and how they're transmitted and whatnot. And the way you got around with that numerological conclusion there is just, well, I gotta say, it's commendable. It's commendable. It's also a little bit roundabout. You know what I mean? You kind of found your way around to 7 marry 3. You've connected the two. Whatever you do, don't connect it to Creed, because then we're gonna have a problem. I was doing too much rock bottom voice today. Well, I gotta say, we do respect our veterans in this country because they're willing to give the ultimate sacrifice to preserve our way of life, which is to concede when you lose an election. That's what we've always traditionally done in this country, but the current president does not seem to think that that's something he can do. Guys, let me just tell you something. I know I go on a tear about this every day, but the current president does not appreciate the fact that we live in a democracy. He would like for it to be whatever he says goes. He would like that. Somehow, this country, in the last election, awarded him the power of the presidency to a guy who's a malignant narcissist, who does not understand, does not care to understand, has no interest in learning about the position of the job, just wants people to like him. That is the only motivation he has. It's, if this were a character in a movie, he is true to the character and has never gone outside of his character. He's never shown us any irony. He is fully realized as a guy who only does anything ever just to reward his own ego. And and people just keep wanting to do that. They keep wanting to reward this guy, but It makes me nervous, guys, because he has never stepped outside of his character. He has never, ever done anything outside of his character, which means to me, because yesterday Secretary of State Pompeo said, the president will have a seamless transition to the second Trump administration, which is kind of, you think it's funny, you think it's laughable. The guy thinks he's a comedian. He thinks he's on this show. He thinks he's making jokes that are bad. They're almost as bad as my jokes. They're worse, in fact. This guy was saying there's going to be a second smooth transition to a second Trump administration. No, that's not funny. The president is listen, call me crazy, but the president has never done anything outside of his character, which is to never admit defeat. And when he says something like there was voter fraud or the election was fixed, which there is no credible evidence that there was election fraud on a wide scale at all in this election. Everything, for all intents and purposes, went as it should have, mostly. But the president is like, nah, it didn't. There was voter fraud, and the president thinks he won. And in his character, if we have observed every single thing that he's ever done the last 4 years, he's going to double down on that. He will never go back on this. He has never gone back on, we have more cases of COVID because we test more. He's never gone back on, the COVID will just magically go away. He has never gone back on anything he said. Now, the president said that he won this election by a lot, which he didn't. He lost it. He lost the election. He will not go back on this, guys. He does not understand sacrifice. He does not understand bravery. He is a weak little man. He has got bone spurs, got out of going to Vietnam because he got bone spurs. Guys, not brave at all. And guys, bravery and sacrifice are what our proud men and women in the military have. They do. They exhibit that. They do. And you got to have respect for that. People that want to protect this country and our way of life. Not people like the president who have absolutely no respect for the rule of law and what this country is founded upon, which is free and fair elections, because it's a goddamn democracy. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was my soapbox.
Hey everybody, this is the Carl Weathers Predator Weathers Report featuring the Action Jackson Predator Weathers Forecast and Cardi B. Now when Aristotle Full Throttle was just talking right now, I could hear the national anthem playing behind him, except it sounded like rock and roll guitars. But in my mind, the American flag is not only my shorts, but it's something to salute. So salute my shorts. And this president can go ahead and eat my shorts, if you know what I mean. I'm talking about my plate. I'll give him chopsticks, a knife and fork, whatever he likes. Whatever he prefers. He can use his hands. And he can go ahead and eat those shorts. Eat them up. My shorts, that is. My underpants. It's going to be a hot one tomorrow. This has been the Carl Weathers Predator Weathers Report featuring the Action Jackson Predator Weathers Forecast and Cardi B.
I'm with Carl on that one. Guys, I missed a lot of it. His diehard supporters will be with him all the way. Yeah, you know what, guys? The president, right now, you got to think about this. Now take a moment and breathe in what I'm about to say. But just wear a mask first so you don't catch too many fomites from what's going to come out my mouth. It is so much easier to understand a simple lie than it is to understand a complex truth. And that's where we're at right now. People don't like things that are too complicated. They don't like a truth that is hard to parse. that would prefer a, hey, you know what? Let's build a wall to keep them damn Mexicans out because they're the problem. They like that simple solution. It's a simple, streamlined solution. It seems like it's right. All of my problems can be blamed on this group of people that I'm scapegoating right now, because I think if I scapegoat those people, if I put a face on my problems and then push that face away from me, that seems simple enough. But people don't want to understand that I would like to propagate, to promulgate, to soapbox about. I would like for us all to never take things at face value. You know, it's way more Socratic than Aristotelian, if you ask me. And I'm Aristotle, full throttle. His diehard support, yeah. He knows he has support, and it equates to tens of millions of people, along with the administration appointees. I totally agree. Any which way, now could be culpable of violations of the Constitution. Well, here's the thing, guys. We're talking about bravery and sacrifice today, and we observe great movies like Saving Private Ryan, great movies like Platoon, The Hurt Locker, Zero Dark 30. These people who go in there here among the crowd. Let me just remind you that simple truths are also easy to swallow. And the simple truth is, this president is kind of a, you know, I don't want to say the word. But he is definitely a poop show. He's a poop show. The president, this is definitely a representation of who the president is currently. This is what the president looks like to the rest of the world. I can't find it. Hold on. I don't know where it is. I don't know. Hold on. But this is the president. This is currently the president right here. Anyway. I can't find Mitch McTurtle right now. But Mitch McTurtle, he is so afraid. He is like the coward. Guys, did you guys remember the show called Silverhawks? Do you remember the show Thundercats? Did you guys see those shows? Do you remember how there was a guy named Yes Man in Silverhawks, and the main bad guy from Silverhawks was like, I want to destroy all the Silverhawks. And it was basically, Silverhawks was the same as Thundercats, and except one was Hawks and the other was Thundercats. So Mumra would be like, who was Mumra's sidekick? He was also another guy. There was always the bad guy, the main bad guy, who was like, I will have this agenda, and I'm a big... And then there was always this cowardly sidekick that was like, yes, man, yes. There was always, Monstar. So Mumra and Monstar, it was like, they really followed the format. They just kind of traced, be loser, secondary guy. I don't know, Buffalo McConnell. I have him right here. And that's who Mitch McConnell is, guys. Let's think about that. Mitch McConnell is the guy that's like, yes, no, I'm afraid of you, Monstar. I'm afraid of you, Mumra. This is my... But I got a Baby Yoda. I don't got that. That guy, Mitch McConnell, is the slimy sidekick who's afraid of the bad guy, the big bad. And Trump is the big bad. He's this narcissistic, ego-driven guy who just wants to feed his own ego. Monstar, Snarf. It's my Snarf. That's jazz. I played on the guitar, but I just sang it for you. There's no need. But I'm telling you guys, there's always that slimy little sidekick. Let's see. Silverhawks side. I'm choking. I'm dying, guys. Call the FBI. Who was this? Remember Silverhawks? See, Moonstar, basically Momra. Same guy. Maybe we turn it to distant or something? I don't remember. Silverhawks. I am Lino. Remember Lino, that voice? I should have Lino as one of the characters on the show. We got a new show. We got a new character. That's Lion. That's a bunch of lions. Okay. Let's see. Thundercats. Let's see. I'm going to try to find one that I can use. This is going to be great, guys. All right. Large. It has to be like the OG. It can't be the redone one. Anyway, guys, if you could find me a Lino PNG. Is this one? Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Let's see if I could do Lino's voice. Guys, here's a deep cut. Remember Panthro? Panthro, the voice of Panthro was the grandfather on The Cosby Show. Oh, Panthro. That was pretty good. All right, downloads. Here comes Lino. Hey, everyone. I can't do Lino's voice. I'll get to figure it out. I had to listen to like a bunch. It's weird. Impressions are weird, guys. Lino will sometimes be the host of the show. Here, let's fix that. It's really difficult to do. Well, sometimes they come easier than others. Uh-oh, he's behind me. Hey, everyone. Lino here. My voice is shot from doing the rock biter for like 10 minutes. Half Lino, half Pinocchio. His nose just keeps growing. Lino. Yeah. I gotta watch like 50 episodes of Thundercats now. I am Lino. Well, you ain't lying, no. Let's see. We just watched the show grow. We didn't. Do you guys like my coiffed hair? Whoa, it's more deep. His voice is deeper. There were like 3 voice actors in the 80s, and they did every cartoon. 3 voice actors, and they did every cartoon because they didn't even try to change their voice. I sometimes try to change my voice, but then sometimes I don't even try. It doesn't even seem like anything you're doing is got any effort into it. And I don't mean that as a compliment. I mean that like, you got to try harder. My voice is the easiest to do. It's not hard at all. It doesn't strain your voice whatsoever. So just keep doing my voice. Not gonna lie, my voice, I didn't like warm up or anything. No, like, so now it feels like I'm being choked by like a very, here's a joke. I believe it's this is a Mitch Hedberg joke. I believe it's Mitch Hedberg, but he doesn't understand turtlenecks because it just feels like you're being strangled by a very weak dude. Zoinks! Egats! Zoinks! Yeah, maybe Shaggy could be a part of the show. But guys, Bravery and Sacrifice, some of the greatest movies. We were talking about Star Wars the other day. Just yesterday, we were talking about Star Wars, and of course, there is much sacrifice that the characters do. I include this day, on Veterans Day. We think about how the few who are in our military, I think it's like 17 million or so, as opposed to like the 333 million who populate this country, 340 million. The few are willing to sacrifice for the sake of the many, and we appreciate y'all for doing that. Thank you. Thank you, Jake A. Thank you to people like my father and my grandfather. Thank you to anybody who's in your family who is also a veteran. No thank you to the president, because, the president, he doesn't understand sacrifice at all. Hey everyone. It's been a minute. I haven't said hi to you guys. I miss you. It's nice to see you.
Yes, I'm a tiny, tiny baby, but I've been usurped by tiny baby Yoda. Baby Yoda is taken over my cuteness. Now I'm just a strange little man. A very strange little man, but I did train in the League of Shadows.
I also trained in the League of Shadows. Hey, Ice. What's your name again? It's Freeze. Learn it well for it to be the harbinger of your frozen margaritas. All right. You're working on that Mexican-Austrian themed frozen restaurant. It's supposed to be yeah. Do you mind if I ask, can I bring my own sriracha? Yeah, I guess so. You could bring whatever you like. It's BYOF. Bring your own food to my restaurant and I'll freeze it for you with my freezing gun.
That sounds like a hassle. It sounds like if I want to go out to eat, I should just go out to eat and pay for food.
Yeah, but it's BYO food. That's how we do it. I freeze it though. The novelty is that I freeze it for you. The horchata. You get the frozen horchata, frozen margarita, frozen enchiladas.
Am I supposed to bring my own microwave too?
Yeah, that sounds really highly inconvenient. Come on, guys. Why don't you want to back me on this venture?
I'm just saying it sounds highly impractical.
Yeah, I mean, I could bring my own whiskey. Yeah, you could bring whatever you want, you know? Just bring whatever you want to my restaurant. I'll freeze it for you. That's the gimmick, you understand?
I mean, it sounds more like a truck idea. Like maybe you just have your own freezing truck, your own like ice cream truck where you go around and you sing.
And then what?
And then you're like, hey, kids, bring your own ice cream and I'll refreeze it.
That sounds highly...
You're really good at freezing the momentum of the show, too.
Come on, guys. Who wants ochada? As long as I can spike it. Let me just spike that joke. I'm gonna spike that bit. We're done with it. He's been drunk since on or before October 31st. Batman isn't over Halloween yet. You know, why do you say that, Jen the Fierce? Is it because I'm wearing this hat? Yeah, Batman, it looks like you're wearing a witch's hat. I'm wearing... Maybe it's a witch's hat, but it could also be a pilgrim's hat. And, as you know, we are almost upon Thanksgiving. And I'm just going to keep wearing this hat until then, and maybe after, because I'm a pilgrim. I was a witch, I was a warlock, and now I'm a pilgrim. Listen, I'm not too lazy to take my hat off. I'm just too drunk. Yeah. You know, he's got a point there. It does look like a pilgrim's hat. Maybe on Thursday we'll all trace our hands and make a turkey. Oh man, I'm having so much fun. How about you guys? Oh, is YouTube back? Is YouTube back? We don't know. We'll never know. I wonder if this will get saved to YouTube. Maybe not. But maybe I'll play a song now. Let's write a song and watch the news. Let's see what's... I mean, I kind of talked about the news, so let's just play a song. Let's just play it. Let's play a song. Does anybody have any requests? Yeah. Let me try that again. Sorry. I did not practice that, so I forgot what came next. That's AC/DC. It's very exciting. It's a very exciting riff. Rooster. Is this it? Is that Rooster? Bury me softly. That string is up to. That's string. Will, I'd rather die than give you control, Will. Nah, that's fine. You can have control. How about this one? No, I'm tripping down in a hole. Oh, that was down in a hole. Do you remember this one? Now, guys, we're going to do a little inside baseball guitar stuff in the middle of the show. I just decided since yesterday. Remember this one? That's, that is, the first track off of Dirt. Makes me dizzy every time. I don't know why. I don't know why that song makes me dizzy when I play it. Mr. Self-Destruct. God, that's a good... interesting you brought that up, Will. Mr. Self-Destruct. I'll play you guys, if you don't remember this, from the beginning of the song Mr. Self-Destruct, off of The Downward Spiral by the Nine Inch Nails, starring Trent Reznor and Archibald Leach. I mean, sorry, I forget his name, the second guy. It's not Archibald Leach. Archibald Leach is the actual name of Cary Grant. Cary Grant's first name in real life. Mr. Self-Destruct is the first song of The Downward Spiral, and it features this bit right here. This audio. I don't want to play it too much because then I'll get demonetized. But that is a sound clip. That is an actual audio sample from the movie THX 1138. George Lucas's very first movie that he ever directed after he directed that same movie in college. He did a student film version of it, and then he did a feature-length version of it in like 1970, 1971. And in the movie... Robert Duvall is watching on TV, which is so ironic and so crazy and so telling and fortuitous for him to watch a holographic, it's a TV show in the future. It's a futuristic holographic thing that he's watching, and it's a dystopian future, and he's watching a robotic police officer beating up a person with a stick. And that's that sound. That is that sound from that movie. So he's just sitting there kind of like half dazed watching this hologram of a guy getting beaten with a club. And, you know, defund the police. I want to try to create spaces in there so that it doesn't get demonetized. It's definitely going to get demonetized. But anyway, it doesn't matter. YouTube's down anyway. Screw YouTube. Screw YouTube. And then it goes like this. That's a good song. I recommend all of the 9 Inches Nails. And the 7 Mary 3s I don't recommend, but 7 plus 3 equals 10. So thank you. You're welcome. Thank me. I'm welcome. That's what happens when I sneeze by myself. So, the Ricky Elliott. Bless me. I'm welcome. Rented out a theater last year and screened it to my friends on your birthday. That's awesome. One of your favorite films. Are you THX 1138? So you do recognize that sound. The scene where the THX watches the police beating. Yes. Exactly 100% right. I love little things like that people put into songs. There was a song on the soundtrack to The Crow. Guys, remember The Crow from 1995, I believe, 94, 95? On the soundtrack to The Crow, which is one of the best albums of the 90s, actually. Brandon Lee, God rest his kung fu soul, his Jeet Kune Do soul. There's a song on there by, I think it's Pantera. And you can hear a guy going, "You effing son of a bee, I'll kill you. I'll effing kill you, you effing son of a bee." And there's a little audio clip. And does anybody know what movie that's from? Oh, we got to play more movie trivia. Tomorrow we'll play some movie trivia. Tomorrow's show will be movie trivia. Does anybody know what movie that's from? Hey, 420 artists, we're just talking about you. We were like, what movie was 420 artists from? I'll tell you right now. If you can't recall that track, it is from Taxi Driver. It's when Taxi Driver goes on his killing rampage or his shooting rampage and shoots the guy's hand off. Shoots the guy's fingers off, and then he's like, you shot my hand, you effing son of a bee. And that's exactly how he says it in the movie by Martin Scorsese, 1970-something. You effing son of a bee. That's how he talks. What else is going on, guys? How are you today? How are you observing your Veterans Day? Guys, I think that Catherine Bigelow, who directed The Hurt Locker and Zero Dark 30, is probably the best war movie director. I really do think that, because somehow she has captured what it's like to, or at least the modern warfare she has captured. We're so used to, I think, seeing guys going in there storming the beaches and stuff like that. But in movies like Jarhead and Three Kings, even, like the Gulf War depictions, interestingly enough, show modern warfare versus sort of the classic going in there with tanks and stuff. But, you know, the kind of the slow-paced, crazy, driving you crazy type of warfare that the soldiers have to endure over there. It's crazy. We're still in 2 wars. I don't know, but the only Pantera song I ever give a chance. You don't like that one? I don't know how it goes either. I think it goes like this. And I never went back to figure out where it was in the movie. 1970s, The Pianist struck me in Incredible War films. Yeah, The Pianist was also a good one. That's the movie where Adrian Brody won his Oscar and then sexually assaulted Halle Berry. Guys, do you remember that? I seem to remember that. He went up on the stage and then gave Halle Berry a big old kiss on the mouth. Non-consensually. I imagine. I don't think they planned that. But interesting world we live in versus the old world. It wasn't in the Confederate flags. Yeah, I feel you on that. I guys told you when I went to South Carolina one time. One of the times I was in South Carolina, we were in Columbia, South Carolina, the capital. I believe that's the capital. And we were driving by the Capitol building. And atop the Capitol building was the state flag, the American flag, and the Confederate flag flying atop the building. And I jumped out, and I was like, I got to take a picture in front of this. And I've got a big poop-eating smile like this in front of the Capitol building where there's a Confederate flag. And that was that was about 10 years ago. And I was just like, good golly, this is the country I live in. Who is, in fact, a white supremacist himself. Whatever's going to get him elected, he don't care. But he does make white supremacists feel emboldened and empowered and feel like that what their ideals are okay in our country. because the president himself tacitly endorses it through by omission. You know what I'm saying? The dude is endorsing this type of behavior. He's endorsing these kinds of things. The Civil War, guys, the South lost the war. If they were flying Nazi flags in Germany right now as part of their Capitol buildings, you know, you'd look twice. You'd be like, look, there's a Nazi flag flying. Why is that? They lost, guys. They lost. They restructured. They reformed. Oh, boy. The Reformation. Here's another. Slaves were released after the slaves were freed in the mid-1800s. Because people think, they seem to think that, oh, well, now everything was equal. No. And people seem to argue that reparations are a bad thing for black people in America. Black people who are descendants of slaves in America. They think, well, reparations, that's a bad idea. Guys, when black people were released from slavery and working on farms, from working their whole lives, the farmers were given money and the farmers were given reparations. The people who owned the slaves were given money, and not the slaves, the freed slaves, the free people. They were not given money. The farmers who owned slaves, after the government was like, you got to get, from this day forward, slaves are all free. The government was like, listen, farmers, here's some extra money. So you got to think about that for like 1 second and go, maybe reparations are a good idea. Maybe that would help level the playing field. And that's the thing, guys. I say this a lot on the show. Equality is the only thing that everybody wants in this country. Nobody wants to be superior than someone else, unless you're a part of like a white supremacist group or whatever. But nobody's looking for a superior position. They're just looking for equality. They just want the same things as everyone else. And that's my soapbox. Who wants to hear Rooster? Remember this one? I don't remember how to play Rooster. I can't. No, I don't remember. I gotta hear it. Gotta hear it one more time again. Yeah. Remember when the KKK openly endorsed him? Yeah, David Duke and all them. They endorsed him, and he was like, I don't know David Duke. I don't care. He didn't go, I do not accept your endorsement, David Duke. You are a white supremacist, and that is against all of the things that we believe in this country. See how easy that was? I'm not even the president. That was so easy, though. Am I right, Baby Yoda? Hey, what's going on? What was that sound?
Oh, I just ate like 5 Baby Yodas.
Oh, what? Where's there even a Baby Yoda on this ship?
The Nostromo.
Can you back off?
Sorry. Again, I told you I have an insatiable hunger and thirst for human flesh and blood.
Get away. I've got a flamethrower. I'll burn your freaking sunglasses face off.
Deal with it.
Okay, well, anyway. Can you... What is it? Sounds like your Baby Yoda is trying to heal. Totally melt your face off with this dang goddamn flamethrower.
Oh. Yeah, that's true. But, you know, I'm an alien xenomorph. I could totally bite your face off with my pharyngeal jaw and eat your brains for breakfast.
Yeah, but you won't.
Yeah. Anyway. I ate the last of the cheesecake.
What?
The cheesecake that was in the fridge.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, sorry. It just looked so good.
But I put my name on it. I said Ripley.
Yeah. Oh, also, I ate Carl Weathers' shorts.
Huh?
Carl Weathers' shorts. They were delicious.
He was saving those for the president. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice your cheesecake. Sorry, guys. Am I right? This is a butchered version. I am nobody's hero, because I'm a zero, because I'm just trying to remember how to play it. So first you got to think about it, and then you got to hear it, and then you got to put your hands in the right places. And I put my hands all over the wrong places, except for this part. I like that part, except my guitar's out of tune. I apologize. I'm putting you away. There goes my zero. Sometimes, here, I know this one. Yesterday's show was about redemption. Today, I'm going to redeem myself. Good golly. All right. That's your Foo Fighters. I got your Foo Fighters right there. I got your Foo Fighters right over here. Some of the songs I know how to play. Some of the songs I have to go. How does it go? Sometimes you can't keep all the songs in your head. But sometimes you can, if you're good. I'm not claiming that I'm good.
Nobody's claiming that you're good. I could have told you that.
Seth Rogen, always ready to jump on top, pile on. I picked up the guitar to write, and accompany myself. I tried to cover it early. I thought better of it. You know, by tomorrow I'll know Hero. My hero. Everlong is already a fave. Yeah, Everlong is a great song. It's a great song. It's a classic. That was an instant classic song.
Yeah, man. Just to bookend the show, I'd like to say that Foo Fighters, underrated, but also overrated. You know what I mean? The Foo Fighters is one of the most underrated, overrated bands. They're not rated correctly. I think that Dave Grohl, like, I got a Foo Fighters song that I actually like. They're like, there go my hero. Or they're like, what if I say I'm not like the others? What if I say I'm just another one of your days? No, they don't never surrender. What if I, like Pretender? Remember the Pretender? That's a crazy good song, man. There's also One by One. One by one, I said something never come, literally do nothing satisfies, but I'm getting closer to Nana right now. I don't eat human food, but banana flavored rocks sound good right now. You know, I'm just saying, the Foo Fighters are hit and miss. But when they hit real far, you know. They're always like a solid triple. You know what I mean? I don't know if they got any home runs, but they got on second and third all the time. You know what I mean? They round those bases. You know, if I was in the same room as Dave Grohl, I would let him round the bases. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying. I don't know. The Foo Fighters got a lot of songs. They got a lot of songs, and some of them are great. And I don't know if that's disputable. But I have to say that Dave Grohl is definitely brave for carrying on after having been in the world's biggest band in the early 90s and then having the singer kill himself. Best of You is another good song. I never understood the Best of You song. Until I saw it live. I saw Best of You live, and I was like, oh, I get it now. It's like, my band we just do cover that, actually. It's a good strong song. It's a strong song. But guys, you know, you got to be brave in your everyday. And sometimes you may not feel like you're being brave. Sometimes you might feel like I got to put a brave face on. But guess what? For all intents and purposes, pretending to be brave and actually being brave are indistinguishable. I borrow that from David Letterman, and it's true. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, and you don't want to do it, but you end up doing it anyway. And doing it anyway is the same. Hey, everybody. I gotta tell you one thing second. Two things, I'll tell you. I'll knock you sideways up beside the head. No, it's not easy. I'm serious. It's not easy being brave. It's not easy to join the military. It's not easy to put up your life as a collateral for these rights for this country. It's not easy running for president. But it is easy. It's pretty easy to be a demagogue. If I just went out there and was like, oh, Mexicans are your enemy, and I'm your hero, it's pretty easy to get a bunch of people on my side real quick. The hard thing is to lead with truth, to lead with honesty. The hard thing is to tell the truth. But you got to do it. You got to be straight with the American people. You got to say, hey, look at here, bucko. Here's the deal. You got to wear a mask, okay? You got to listen up, Tiger. You got to stay 6 feet away because we got to control this pandemic. It's not just going to be that book, bucko. You know what I'm saying, champ? You know what I mean, chief? I'm telling you, I could level with you, American people. Tell you that this guy in the White House, I'll knock him upside the head. I'll give him a 5-finger digital clock over his. I'll restyle his hair with a pitchfork and weed whacker. You know what I mean? I'll give him a haircut with Malar and some key. You know what I'm saying? Joe Biden being shot out of a cannon with some cartoon type of violence. Times like these. Yeah, times like these. You know, the Foo Fighters were on SNL the other day, and I know that he was feeling himself, Dave Grohl, on times like these. But I don't know. It's pretty easy to figure out a Foo Fighters song. Even though I totally butchered my hero. It's not super, you know, the song you gotta hear it in your head first. I would like to say just now that I was not totally feeling that that performance of of Times Like These. I liked that he picked that song because I called it. I was like, Foo Fighters going to play a classic song tonight. Foo Fighters on SNL. They're going to play a classic one of their songs. They're going to play Hero. They're going to play something. They're going to play Best of You. And of course, they played Times Like These. And I knew they were going to play a classic song. You don't put. They're already a classic rock band.
Foo Fighters is already classic rock, man. They like I already got classic rock songs already. I approve.
But I called it. I definitely was like, you know what? They're going to play a new song and an old song, and they did, and they played Times Like These. I just think that they could have come in a little bit earlier with the band on Times Like These. I think they could have built into it. I liked that he did a cappella. Dave Grohl did he was accompanied by keyboard for Times Like These in the intro. And I think that he could have come in maybe one verse earlier. That's just my opinion. I think it would have kicked in hard because it would have rocked. It would have been rock and roll. You know what I'm saying? And I like to rock. I like to rock out here on Aristotle Full Throttle. Well, guys, I think it was very brave of you to stick with me for this hour, as it is every day, Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. Have they done the Super Bowl yet? That's a good question. They are due. They might have done the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl. Voles are a small woodland creature. I would like to mention. Is it a vole? Yeah. Let's just go with that. I would like to mention you guys can support the ACLU. That's something we should always be contributing to, because when the government gets out of whack, the only recourse we have is the Constitution and the law itself. And you need people fighting on our behalf in order to have justice prevail. So always support the ACLU as long as you can, as much as you can. Support this channel, please. Patreon.com/Aristotle Full Throttle. I appreciate your pledges. A pledge to this channel, a pledge to patreon.com gets you exclusive access to the Discord where we hang out and we have watch parties. Every Friday, right now, we're watching The Mandalorian about 6:15. Right after the show, immediately following the show, we watch The Mandalorian. And we watch that together on Discord. So if you want to join the Discord, please consider pledging $1 a month at least to my Patreon. I would appreciate that. If you can't do that, just like and subscribe. Like and subscribe, because I'm going to have a giveaway. I'm going to give away a PS5 if you comment and you are subscribed and you like and you turn on those notifications, guys. Turn on those notifications. You get notified with this Michigas. Am I right, baby? He got the little Mando necklace. But be brave. Be strong. We don't know what the future holds. We just know what maybe is in our left hand. What our left hand holds. Sinestro. Destro. I think we did it. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And he did not write and record to preserving his voice long term. Yeah, that's true. You don't want to blow out your voice like I did at the beginning of the show with the rock biter. Don't start off with the rock biter. That's what I learned. Aristotle Full Throttle, your bro with the fro. And I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Y'all are the best.